Hello, wonderful bookish family, and welcome back to Coffee Over Apples. My name's Steph, and I'm here for you today with my quarterly manga reading wrap-up. I read 19 manga this quarter, and I know that may not be a lot in comparison to a couple other manga booktubers, but to me, that is quite a bit, and that's a good chunk of my yearly reading goal. Some of these I read, or most of these actually, for the Host Club, which is the monthly manga book club that I run along with a couple other friends of mine, and some of them were just buddy reads and stuff that I'm reading on my own. So, that being said, let's get started. I will be posting the photo of the manga here on the screen because I do not have physical copies with me.
I could change the world.
Where should we begin? This is where I lose subscribers because I've got some super anime manga fan favorites here, and let's just say there's quite a bit of 1 stars in this video. Let's start off with Food Wars. I hated Food Wars. Oh, I'm so sorry if that's your favorite. I really don't like Food Wars. I read volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Food Wars for the Host Club. It was a monthly pick, and the artwork in Food Wars is amazing. Like, the artist, my hat is off to them because it was stunning. The way that the food was rendered and the characters were drawn, it was just like so fantastic. And I will leave the links to our information for the Host Club in the description below, so you can go and watch our like group live show discussions if you want to hear more about what all the hosts thought. But I could not get past the level of pedophilia in Food Wars because there are characters that are in middle school and like 10, 11 years old, and we've got panty shots and like tentacle porn going on, and it's no, not for me. Sorry. I get that that's a thing in other places and that people are into that. In Japan, this is only commonly acceptable, and that there's a difference in age and when people see certain individuals as adults, but that does not fly with me in any way, shape, or form. Also, I got very bored very quickly because the stakes were not very high because our underdog kept winning, and that is very boring to me. The whole trope of, oh, if you don't pass this test, you're going to be expelled from our school program and all our teachers are jerks. Like, that gets old to me really quick. It was interesting, the first volume. The first volume was pretty funny, and the first time I was like, great, this is fun. But then volume 2, we did it again. And then volume 3, we did it again. And I was like, I'm so bored. So bored. No to Food Wars? Sorry, not sorry. Jujutsu Kaisen. Sorry. Again, this is another one that I might lose subscribers over. Love you guys, but no. I am planning on watching the anime though. I don't think that the manga gave me enough information to determine whether I'm not going to like the anime. I just don't think that the manga was a very good translation of what the heck was going on. Like, did it need to be in a school setting? That did not aid the story at all. I thought I was going into this and they were going to be like detectives or something, and that didn't happen. There were way too many characters that I'm kind of expected to care about way too soon, and I just didn't have enough information to really create any kind of bond with them. So I'm just gonna skip the manga on this one, probably give the anime a shot, and I have high hopes for the anime because I hear that it's really good. I also hear that about a lot of things, and a lot of people like Food Wars, and I don't. So, yeah. But the manga is gonna be a no-go for me, even though I didn't rate it 1 stars like I rated Food Wars. I actually rated volume 1 2 stars, volume 2 3 stars, and then I think volume 3 2 stars. So it's not that it was like really bad, it's just didn't resonate with me. Jujutsu Kaisen did not resonate with me in kind of any level. I did like the monsters. There is that. And this whole finger thing is kind of interesting, but not enough to keep me reading. So I'm just gonna pause Jujutsu Kaisen for now and kind of pick it up later when I'm done with the other anime versus manga videos that I have planned, because I'm currently working on Inuyasha and Tokyo Ghoul Re, which is a good segue into those two. So I read volumes 5 and 6 of Tokyo Ghoul Re. I've been working on this for so long now. I've been working on this for a year. Ha! If you would have told me that it was gonna take this long, I would have said, what? Are you out of your mind? I love Tokyo Ghoul. Why haven't I finished it yet? Because Re just took a total nosedive with the density. Oh my god, this anime is so freaking dense. This manga is so dense. I mean, I'll get to the anime versus manga video at some point. I have notes, and I think I'm pretty good at remembering storylines that I actually care about. Like, if I read a book in the beginning of the month and the live show for it is at the end of the month, and I didn't have a very strong connection to that book, I might forget a lot of things and I just won't be productive in the live show. But when it comes to recalling information for series that have a really strong hold on me, I remember things pretty well, so I'm pretty confident that I can give a very constructive anime versus manga video review for Tokyo Ghoul Re, even though I've been working on it for like a year now. But volumes 5 and 6 of Tokyo Ghoul Re, what do I have to say? I have to say that I am intrigued, slightly disappointed, but intrigued. There is some clarity as far as like what's going on with Eto and Eto's relationship with creating the story of the one-eyed ghoul king, and how that relates more directly to Kaneki and Kaneki's role, or Heisei's role in how all of this comes to like the public light of this revelation of the one-eyed ghoul king. It's making more sense than the anime did, so I feel like I have a lot of content to make that kind of video for you guys and actually make it productive. But I also feel like it's still really dense, and honestly, I'm in it for the fan service. I'm in it for the relationship. I just want to see them. I totally do. That's all I'm waiting for. Once I get that, I will be satisfied. And that's saying a lot, considering that I am not a romance reader. But I do love a very strong romance subplot. And I feel like the subplot is very strong and very successful, and it's equally as interesting as the main plot of what's happening with the one-eyed king and like the unification of humans and ghouls kind of thing that's happening. So it has potential, but ultimately I gave volumes 5 and 6 of Tokyo Ghoul Re both 3 stars. They were just very middle of the road. Nothing special, just a continuation in the series. On that same note of talking about anime versus manga videos, I read volumes 14 and 15 of Inuyasha. I'm so behind. Okay, cause like I've been working on reading the entire Inuyasha series as a buddy read for the year of 2021, and we are supposed to be over halfway done with the series at this point because there's 56 volumes. I'm nowhere near halfway done, but that's okay. Because I did finish the anime, and I literally just filmed my rant review for Inuyasha, which has so much love in it too, because even though I have qualms, I'm still in love with Inuyasha. So I don't know how that's going to be received, but I think I pretty much gave volume 14 3 stars and volume 15 2 stars. Again, just like Tokyo Ghoul Re, it's just a continuation of the series. There's nothing fantastic going on. There's nothing incredible going on. We got the introduction of Kagura and Kana, and there's progression with Koga and his Shikon shards that are in his legs, and the fight with the bird harpy people. it's just basically really following the anime, like word for word, except there's like little sections throughout the mangas that I've read so far that are like side stories that are kind of like fillers, which are actually kind of fun. But then the anime, we know, is like filler central, right? So I don't know how that is going to go, but it was okay. On the track of super popular manga and anime that I read Ouran High School Host Club, volumes 1, 2, and 3 for the Host Club book club. This was my pick for the month of June, and I hated it. I give volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Ouran High School Host Club 1 star. And if you haven't unsubscribed by now, I am sorry. Listen, I still love that our anime book club is named the Host Club. I do. I think it's sweet. I think it's endearing. I think it's this great manga anime connection that everyone knows, and it's just like the perfect fit, right? We're hosting. It's the Host Club. But Ouran High School Host Club was so homophobic. I really questioned the popularity of this manga. It was so bad. Listen, I couldn't get past it. It read very 2005. I don't know when this came out. I think it was 2005. It was bad. I couldn't get past the homophobia. I couldn't get past the trans aggression. I couldn't get past like the fetishization and pedophilia aspect of it. No. So another popular series that I will not be continuing, and it's crazy because like I remember watching the anime when I was in high school and loving the anime. It was great. But then also, can 13-year-old Steph be trusted? Absolutely freaking not. So I'm gonna go with, I'm not continuing this series. I might watch the anime if I'm bored and have nothing else to do, but if you love this, sorry, not sorry. In that same vein, I read Hana Kimi, which was the counterpart to Ouran High School Host Club in the month of June, because for the Host Club book club, we always pick 2 mangas. We read 1 volume of a lesser popular manga and 3 volumes of a more popular manga. And so we like to like choose mangas that are kind of like in a similar theme or something connected in some way. So I also read Hana Kimi volume 1, and this is one that I might actually continue. Even though I gave it 2 stars, it's not the best thing that I've ever read, but I do have a very strong connection to Hana Kimi because of the K-drama, Thai drama, J-drama adaptations that were done, which I love so much. But at the same time, I have some serious problems with the concept that brings us into the plot. So like once our main character, Hana Kimmy, is that even her name? I don't remember her name. Once she's like actually in the school with the other characters and things are like the ball is rolling, it's a great manga. It's actually really good, and it was much more sweet than Ouran High School Host Club, because where Ouran High School Host Club was homophobic to me, Hana Kimi was the opposite, in which we have a character who starts to love our main character and he thinks that she's a boy, and so he starts to question his own sexuality and he's like, am I gay? But then he gets to a point where he's like, you know what, screw it, if I'm gay, that's okay, because I really love this person and I'll come to terms with what that means for me sexually later, because I just really love them and want to be with them. And it was like the most wholesome thing, and I love that. But the context of what brought our main character to that school wasn't good, because she pretended to be a boy to get into an all-boys school to basically be a Sesam fan and like stalk this guy and get closer to him. And he kind of finds out at one point that she's a girl and he's like taking it really well. And I'm like, dude, I would have been freaking out. I would have been freaking out if someone I found out was close to me actually came from the other side of the world to stalk me and pretend that there's someone they're not just so they could sit next to me in class. That is so creepy. So creepy. No. Speaking of one-sided relationships, I also read Miss Koizumi Loves Ramen Noodles. This was also a pick for the Manga Host Club Book Club, and this was so cute. I will probably continue reading this, even though I did give it 3 stars, which is like middle of the road. It wasn't anything fantastic, but it was really refreshing. It was like a palate cleanser manga. It does have some sapphic romance, I think. It's leading to a sapphic romance, and it was really, really sweet. And it was just about food. So I thought it was a perfect complement to Food Wars, which I didn't really enjoy. And Miss Koizumi did it so much better, and it's making me really hungry, and I kind of want ramen now. So maybe I'll do that today. It was basically just our 2 main characters. One of them just absolutely loves ramen and is very stoic and just kind of goes around trying different ramen shops and rating them, or not even rating them publicly, just like rating them for herself and just trying to find the best ramen because she absolutely loves ramen. And there was a little sexuality and foodgasm eating the ramen, which I didn't even think was necessary, but whatever. And our other main character, who just wants to hang out with her and spend time with her and is running around trying to go to all these ramen shops to like run into her so they can eat together, but the other main character just wants nothing to do with her because she just wants to eat ramen, and it's really cute. Another manga we also read was Alice in the Country of Hearts. I gave this a 2-star. This was the first volume of it. Again, it just read very early 2000s. It was kind of dumb. Everyone's got a gun and no one knows why or where they came from. Just like everyone's got a gun, and it's kind of got a harem thing going on where all the guys want Alice, and Alice keeps projecting her ex-boyfriend onto some of the main characters, and it's just weird. I don't have much to say about it because it kind of sucked. Yeah, it wasn't a good time. I don't have much to say about it. It's an Alice in Wonderland retelling in manga form, and I've read better ones, so I'm just gonna really skip over this because it was so bland and boring. A much better one than that I read was My Hero Academia Volumes 1 and 2. And I really liked it. I really, really did. I gave volume 1 4 stars, and I gave volume 2, I want to say like 3.5 stars, close to 4 stars, but still not fully a 4. I thought it was really funny. It's really actually really good. Like, I like the concept. It's giving me Naruto vibes. It's giving me quite like a mishmash of other anime vibes, like all kind of put together. I thought it was really cute and really funny. I'm really looking forward to watching the anime for My Hero Academia. I'm not super attached to any of the characters because, like I said, I really struggle with school settings and this whole "you will be expelled from our program if you don't meet the certain criteria in these really extraneous circumstances." But I think it's really, really cute, the amount of training that he goes through, and it's got some like One Punch Man feels to it also. So I guess if you're a fan of Naruto and you're also a fan of One Punch Man, My Hero Academia might be the place for you. That being said, this manga is really dense. Like, if I thought Tokyo Ghoul Re was dense with text, My Hero Academia is the ultimate dense with text. Like, these volumes feel so ridiculously long that I'm doing this as a buddy read, and we were originally going to read a few volumes a month, and now we're down to 1 volume a month because it took me quite a while to read all of that text. There is a lot happening on each page, and you know what? It's okay. It's a marathon, not a race, and I'm just going to enjoy it because it's actually really good, and I do plan on continuing this one. So yeah. those are all of the manga that I read this quarter. Let me know what you think of this kind of video where I do quarterly wrap-ups for manga. I actually really like this much better than doing like a monthly wrap-up. Doing quarterly wrap-ups feels a little bit more condensed, a little bit more doable, a little bit less intimidating as far as like time is concerned. But if you would like to join the host club, which is the manga book club that I run, I will leave the links to our Discord, Twitter, and all that other good stuff in the description below, as long as the links to all of my other co-host channels. If you would also like to join the Interstellar Book Club, which is the sci-fi book club that I run, I will leave the links to all of that and my other co-host in Discord and all that goodness in the description below. I post videos every week. Please check out my social links and affiliate links in the description as well, and I'll see you later. Bye!
What's it making, Mr. Wonka? Mr. Wonka worked the factory.
In your wildest dreams, you could not imagine.